Isreal. 4 years ago, you were told that this man died due to racial profiling. 4 years ago, you were shown that this man had a knee on his neck as he yelled out that he could not breathe. 4 years ago, the media misled you into thinking that this man was actually dead. Well, I'm here to correct all of that. Share this to everybody that you know. And at the end of this video, I'm going to expose why all of this went down during Corona. Get your popcorn ready as I unveil the movie of how a former NBA player managed to deceive the whole world. Whoo! You know I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake. How you want it, dog? Everybody that follows me knows that this system right here runs the matrix. It is called Gematria, okay? ABC equals 1, 2, 3. It's the practice of coding words into numbers for a numerical value. With that being said, George Floyd equals 65. Stephen Jesse Jackson, the full name of Stephen Jackson, equals 65. Why 65? When I did the Breonna Taylor and Tyree Nichols video, I showed you why they had the same birthday. 6/5. It's June 5th, but if you say it correctly, it's supposed to be the 5th of June, like 5/6. But you could say it either way. 6/5, 5/6. Black Lives Matter equals 56. In that same video, I also showed you why the only evidence markers that were being shown at Trayvon Martin's murder scene was a 5 and a 6. Remember, Black Lives Matter equals 56. This is them numerically showing you how they were going to start this movement. Also remember, none of these victims actually died. These are fake deaths, crisis actors the whole way. If you don't remember nothing else about this story, you remember that a knee was on George Floyd's neck. So why is it that knee numerically matches with both last names of George Floyd and Stephen Jackson? Floyd equals 73 and 19. Knee equals 73 and 19. And Jackson equals 73 and 19. They numerically scripted it to be that way. In this matrix, they cannot lie to you about what they're doing, which is why all of this stuff aligns. They choose to tell you the truth numerically. So follow me. George Perry Floyd Jr. equals 229. When you add up all those letters, it equals 229. 229 is the 50th prime number. Prime numbers are special in Gematria and in this matrix. From Stephen Jackson's birthday, which is April 5th, to the death of George Floyd, that is a total of 50 days. When you do the date numerology of George Floyd's death, which is 5/25/20, you add that up, 5 plus 25 plus 20, it equals 50. There's always an idiot that likes to comment underneath my videos and say, well, they got pictures together. You know, they actually in the same photos together. They're two different people. I feel what you're saying, jackass, but there's something called photoshopping. And as much as you want to talk about a picture, your ass ain't talking about no video where they sitting down talking to each other, having a conversation. Just to further my point, in the top picture, you have Stephen Jackson standing next to himself, photoshopped as his character, George Floyd. For all my people that watch WWE wrestling, you remember last year, there was this guy, Elias, who also played the role of his brother, Ezekiel. He played both roles, which is why he's wearing white and his other character is wearing a black shirt, showing duality. Same thing up top with Stephen Jackson and his other character, George Floyd. It's the same person. The name George equals 105 and 57. And April 5th, when you spell it out, equals 105 and 57. April 5th, that is Stephen Jackson's birthday. From George Floyd's birthday, which is 10/14, 1973, to Stephen Jackson's birthday, April 5th, 1978, that is a total of 4 years and 5 months. 4/5, 4 years and 5 months. Coincidence, right? So why was Stephen Jackson chosen to play George Floyd during the coronavirus scamdemic? The name Stephen was taken from a Greek word Stephanos, which means crown. And the word corona was borrowed directly from the Latin word for crown, okay? For the people that don't know, the corona is the outermost part of the sun. It's like the sun rays to the sun, which is going to lead me to my next slide. See how Stephen and corona both equal 33 and 30, which means he was numerically chosen to be a part of this ritual. But let's not stop there. Let's keep going with this 33. If everything that I'm saying about Steven Jackson is true, then that means all of this will numerically align and symbolically align. So I want you to look at all the numbers that he wore in the NBA. The 24, the 3, the 1, and the 5. Will you add those all up together? Guess what? That equals 33, like Corona and Steven. And what did I say about Corona? I said it has something to do with the sun, right? Correct. Guess who drafted him in the NBA? The Phoenix Suns. How far along do they plan this stuff in advance? I told you, when you are chosen for a certain ritual, they're going to use you for that ritual, and it's going to numerically and symbolically align. Well, how chosen was Steven Jackson? Well, he was drafted number 42 overall. For the ones that don't know, 42 is the nigger number, okay? Nigger equals 42, and it's been stamped all over our history, the number 42. Just to give you some examples, Moses Walker, the real first black player in baseball, he played 42 games, and he didn't play another game after that. Next in line was Jackie Robinson, and you know what number he wore? 42. Your first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl, Doug Williams, he did it with the Redskins, and they scored 42 points in that Super Bowl. So guess what? When George Floyd dies, guess what age Steven Jackson was? 42. Do y'all remember in my Kanika Jenkins video, you know, the teenager that they said died in that freezer? Well, I exposed her for being a crisis actor because her name numerically aligned with crisis actor. Well, it's no different here because George Floyd's middle name, Perry, it numerically aligns with crisis actor by equaling 53 and 82. Remember, they cannot lie to you, so they choose to tell you the truth numerically. So not only are we talking about a name that numerically aligns with crisis actor, but we are talking about a full name that numerically aligns with the secret society that is running the whole show, if you get what I'm saying. Jesuit order equals 201, George Perry Floyd equals 201. Jesuit order equals 69, George Perry Floyd equals 69. This name is numerically generated, and now you know who's behind the scenes. If you ever wanted to know why Eric Garner and George Floyd were yelling out that they could not breathe, here is your answer right here. The full name, Stephen Jesse Jackson of Steven Jackson. His name equals 106. Black Lives Matter equals 106. And what they kept yelling out, something that I won't repeat because I will not speak that on my own life, that also equals 106. Oh, and by the way, Steven Jackson's birthday date numerology, April 5th, 1978. Well, when you add it up, 4 plus 5 plus 19 plus 78, that also equals 106. Which leads me to my grand finale. They made a joke out of my own people. They made a mockery out of my people that decided to march with masks on that said that they cannot breathe. Does that make any sense? They ran this whole George Floyd scripted story during the midst of Corona. And I've shown you how they did it. The stupidity to walk around and say that you cannot breathe with a mask on. When are my people going to wake up and see that this is one big joke? They've been playing with your emotions and lowering your frequency this whole time. I've already exposed 3 Black Lives Matter victims as crisis actors. When are you going to see it on your own? I'm BY Isreal. I'm not finishing the rest. Wait.